So coming off of my grand prediction that we would be getting a future celebration a few days ago, and then it actually coming true and us hearing Zamasu at the end of the most recent trailer, I mean, it's no doubt that this has spun up a bunch of, I guess, like, not controversy, but I guess it's sort of controversy and hype, and as a sort of fallout from the excitement and to some degree the disappointment, right? We've got people like Dokkan Assets just, pounding the pavement, being like super negative because he really wanted DAIMA. He really wanted the Super Saiyan 4 Goku in the game, which I understand. And before I get into any of this, by the way, the reason I'm opening with this post, which I have not voted on yet, I'm going to vote on in front of you, and we're going to see some reactions, is I want to say that not only do I think we're still getting DAIMA, because I think we're literally just copying Legends Fest. I don't think we're getting 6 Future Saga LRs. I don't even think we're getting 3 Future Saga LRs. I think we're going to get something to the effect of Goku Black and Zamasu, who maybe fuse, maybe don't, I don't really care, but probably a tag unit. And then we're going to get a, I don't know, Goku and Vegeta that tag into a Vegito, or just a Vegito. I that's it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't, however they come up with that resolution, sure, but whatever it is, I think that's it. And then I think part 2 is going to be some sort of DAIMA celebration. And how are they going to tie it together? Time travelers? They could. I mean, people forget the DAIMA characters are considered quote unquote time travelers. They are, DAIMA Vegeta is on time travelers, DAIMA Goku is on time travelers. It's probably because they travel between the worlds, but yeah, I think some way we're still getting DAIMA, genuinely. If we don't get DAIMA, am I going to be disappointed? Not really, I don't care. And you might be like, oh, because DAIMA has no traction. Not really. I think DAIMA was the right choice here. I think DAIMA is super exciting. It's just that I just like Dragon Ball, so it's like doesn't really matter that much, right? Like, I've said this before, I've said this many times on video, and apologies to anyone who is like the biggest Kefla fan in the world. I kind of hate what the Universe 6 Saiyans have done to Super Saiyan. I think Kefla and Kale and Caulifla and Kaiba, they kind of like just aren't great. The best things that come of them are literally fan art, so nothing to do with the show. It's purely just headcanon, and I think that's a failure, right? But when we get a new Kefla and Kale and Caulifla, I pull. They're cool. You know what I mean? Like, in a vacuum, they're cool. So all this is to say, same level. And let's see how that split goes. I mean, I would call this pretty fair, right? If this is indicative of one thing, 3,000 votes here. How have the new GDC developments affected your hype level? More hype for some people, 37%, less hype for some people, and same level for some people. I would say that, and here's the thing, you might see this and be like, oh my god, again, DAIMA has no traction, it's already fallen off. I think realistically, the people who want DAIMA are just as excited for, like, Goku Black and Rose and Vegito. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really think this is indicative of like DAIMA's not doing well. I think it's just that if you like DAIMA, you probably also like the, cool, essentially what is the coolest arc of Dragon Ball Super, right? And again, I say that as someone who, I get it, dude. Like, I was there. I think Dragon Ball Super is probably my least favorite chapter of Dragon Ball. It just is what it is. I'm, no hate to anyone, no shade, genuinely. I don't think it's bad. It's just probably my least favorite in terms of choreography and art style and all these things. So, but when we get like the coolest thing from it, I'm like, that's cool. You know what I mean? Like, I'm down for Goku Black or Zamasu. Probably the 2 characters I like the most from the Dragon Ball Super as a whole. Outside of Broly, I'm not counting the movies. Broly is probably the character I've liked the most coming out of all of Dragon Ball Super. Honestly, pretty similar. Tag VB and Tag MZ are going to go crazy. Delaying DAIMA like this, though, is just simply the wrong decision by the team. I do think this is true, though. Trends are a thing. If you guys remember, one of the reasons that we get UI Goku so much, and we've gotten UI Goku so much throughout the history of Dokkan, is because of trends. Like, you check the shared interest, like the SEO, the search traffic of these characters, and characters like UI Goku just blow other characters out of the water, right? And it makes sense. He's He's arguably one of the most well choreographed fights in all of Dragon Ball, and he's super recent, super recent, quote unquote. Same thing with things like VB or Gogeta or what have you, right? We all get that. Obviously, though, we're not paid by Bandai to have these opinions, so who gives a shit, right? Who gives a shit if, like, Gogeta is the most hyped thing in the world to everyone if you just like Saiyan Saga, right? And that's always true. Unless you're Truth, and Truth is pretty candid about this. This is one thing about Truth that I respect, is that he'll tell you that he wants the game to do well because it's his fucking job, right? And I respect that. Like, of course, I get it. What do you mean similar? Rose is 100 times more hyped than Goma. Cancels out because Super Saiyan 4 Goku is 100 times more hyped than VB. Mini Super Saiyan 4, nah, both. It's maybe just me, but Mini Super Saiyan 4 is whatever for me. Mini Super Saiyan 4 has such a good fight, though. It's crazy. It's the fact that we already have a VB and Daima still hasn't been touched. Yeah, I think this is the big thing, is like, we do... Even though that Vegeta Blue is like some ass, we all get that Vegeta Blue was a fumble. Even though Goku and Vegeta themselves were really good the day they came out, they crushed Fusion Zamasu, Red Zone. Not being able to get into Vegito consistently, and then also him just being sort of not as punchy as we would have liked. I get it. To be honest, I don't think a full Daima going to do well, to be honest. Part 2 Daima could work. Full Daima would be fine. The issue with full Daima would be that... I mean... The issue with like the Daima full thing is that there was less conflict in Daima than I think a lot of people expected. A lot of the fights were against like grunts and like nobodies. We didn't really get like this 10 episodes of adventure, 10 episodes of, just like balls to the wall fighting. You look at characters like Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Mini and Super Saiyan and adult Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, etc. And arguably we could still, right now, while already having LR Broly, Super Broly in the game, we could still get like probably the same amount of Brolys as we could get like brand new Super Saiyan 4 mini and adult Gokus, right? Which is crazy. It's a crazy thing to think, right? In a battle shonen. So I get it. I do get it. I don't think it's really lost its hype. I think this celebration is going to do really well when it drops. I don't think it matters. I do think people are overplaying this quite a bit. I don't think it's wrong to say that obviously the steam is falling, but they're definitely overplaying this like level of like loss of hype. Like the day Daima comes out, they're not gonna do a filler month, right? They're gonna do Tanabata or Anniversary or the Global Dokkan Celebration Part 2, right? And it's gonna do well. So I don't know. I think people have sort of gotten this in their head. They're sort of spinning themselves out over this, and it's one of those things that y'all ever go outside and everyone has a different opinion than everyone on the internet has. That kind of is what I feel about Dokkan's understanding of like Super Saiyan 4, the Super Saiyan 4 phase. It's just like, you go on Dokkan Twitter and Daima's, transformations have completely fallen off, but you look around you and there's a reason it's being jammed into games, right? The day it drops in Dokkan, it's gonna do fine. No, it's not gonna be a like dead celebration. Unless they're making Daima Part 2, I'm really not sure what the theme is. Currently, it seems like Realm of Gods, but that's crazy to think Daima gets completely skipped. Unless Tanabata is Super Saiyan 4, Goku, and Goma, which isn't that long of a wait. Yeah, I do think this is pretty fair. It's crazy to think they're skipping. I do think it's Part 2. I don't know what the theming would be. Let's come up with a theme right now. I think it's going to be battles, gods and demons, battles again, or joined forces for like triumph, joined forces for victory, joint cooperation to succeed, blah 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 blah. All these tags that are like we're teaming up to defeat the enemy, right? Because that is what the Goku Black and Zamasu fights essentially are, and that is what Goma is. It's very rarely that in Dragon Ball that like there's a full-fledged like fight with everyone at full power going at an enemy. You could think that Jiren is one of those examples, and you could think that Broly, not Super Broly, but specifically Z Broly was that, with like at least 3 to 4 characters all attacking him, right? That's why we got the triple Saiyans against him in the worldwide download celebration. So yeah, I think they're literally just going to say battles in cooperation, cooperating to defeat an enemy, you know, blah blah blah, is going to be the theme of the celebration. And then we're gonna get Goma and Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and people are gonna go, what is this theming? This was supposed to be future. And it's gonna be like, well, what did you expect? You know. So let's move on from there and on to both of these posts actually concurrently. So I'm going to go here first and say I'm pushing the 2025 Future Saga Redemption Arc agenda, and we've got some crazy ones here. So it looks like we got an EZA, or I guess we can start from the top. So we get the Exchange, Goku, and Vegeta. Do I want this Vegeta unit to be a tag character? That's a good question. I'm going to say something I think is controversial. Genuinely, I think this could be controversial. I kind of don't want Goku and Vegeta to be a tag character. I would kind of like if they just did a Vegito. I know it makes a lot of sense, you know, it makes everything new, but doing the standalone Vegito would make him different than Tech Goku and Vegeta that fuse into Vegito. It would make him different than the Exchange unit that we're getting now in what we're probably getting, which is Goku Black and Zamasu. It would make him different than the cavalcade, the wash of tag characters that we've gotten since, and it would keep them capable, because I would kind of like, I get it, Saiyans have no limits. But what I think would be kind of interesting if we save that tag character for later down the road and they don't fuse, and then we get a bunch of the great animations that come from Goku and Vegeta fighting him, you know, on their own. But if he's a tag character, I'm not going to mind it. I would just say that I'm actually kind of looking forward to them not being a tag character and just drop a Vegito. You know, entrance animation, fusion, Vegito. Personally. That way they could just focus completely on new animations for Vegito, make him super swaggy, final Kamehameha. Because, like, here's the thing. If they have to do Vegeta, 12 key, 18 key, Goku, 12 key, 18 key, active skill, entrance animation, active skill, then Vegito comes out and it's like 12 key, 18 key. It's a lot of animations, and wouldn't you kind of just rather have like a Vegito who just has like insane like 4 to 6 animations by himself? And I don't know, I think that'd be cool. But you know, hey, it's all up to them eventually. You know, I have no problem with either. But then we get a Super EZA going into the Goku Black and Zamasu, which I do think they should be the tag character. They 100% should be the tag character. Whether they fuse Zamasu or not, I actually kind of don't care. It would kind of be cool to get a fuse Zamasu. It's been a very long time. We've also gotten a merge Zamasu out, right, where he's corrupted. So it's like, we've seen that. It would be nice to get the fuse Zamasu now, because we don't really have this card represented with great animations anyway. That's the thing about the Goku and Vegeta, is I think we just have them represented, which is fine. But if we do get them, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that I kind of like the idea of spacing that out a little bit. Because Vegito, they have to make everything Vegito does up, and they don't have to make everything that Goku Black and Zamasu do up. So I'd rather have the Vegito animations be as good as they can, as polished as they can, as unique and, you know, Dokkan original as they can, and then, you know, down the line we get the story stuff. We get the canon Goku, you know, Goku after learns that Chi-Chi dies. We get the canon Vegeta picking up Goku Black by the head, and, like, you know, all that stuff. But yeah, I think it's fine if they fuse or not. I don't really care. I actually don't think it matters that much. I know it will matter for people, but it doesn't matter much to me. I'm only speaking of me. Super Easy ALR would be sick. Super Easy ATUR. We get the Easy A of Trunks and Vegeta, which is going to be incredible when it does drop. It's almost certainly coming here. This is one of the first units I really had that was good on my account, and you know, that's saying something, because this character was 4 months old at this point, and they were super useful for me. I would love to see them be good. This is weirdly enough, as I've only been playing for like 3 years, this is a very nostalgic character to me already, so Super excited for that. TUR Super Easy A. This is another character that's super nostalgic for me, is this Vegito Blue. Obviously, he has old animations, but he is a free-to-play character, so it would be super cool to see him get a strong Super Easy A. This Zamasu has been bad the entire time I played Dokkan, all 3 to 4 years. Like, this has been a terrible character this entire time, which is super sad because his animations are fucking crazy. This is one of the best animated characters in the entire game. Every single thing he does is crazy. So I would love to see him get a dominant EZA. If there is one thing I would say about the entirety of this upcoming celebration, is that this is the character I'm most looking to be good. I actually have, because I have no expectations as far as the premium units go, because I just assume they'll be good. This is the character I am most looking forward to be good. And then we've got some banner EZA, or yeah, sub EZA, and then another SEZA. And that brings us to, I'm gonna pause here for a sec. And that brings us to Ani's post, which is, this is how you do a celebration to match the 10th anniversary. People can yap about DAIMA, but getting 10 themed EZAs in one celebration that all work with each other is beyond peak. And okay, so here's the thing. I do agree that it's cool when we get EZAs that match celebration, but let's actually think about this for a second. Premium unit, 2 major LR EZAs, major, right? That's 4 characters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 characters remaining for a team that has 6 slots. And you have to consider that while it is cool to run theme teams, you're probably also going to be able to run the part 2 characters on these leader skills. So arguably 2 slots left and 8 like non-big deal EZAs to fill out those slots. And this isn't even counting what could be coming in part 2 or part 3. I do get it. I do get the excitement. Let me just say that. I do get the excitement. I'm not here to say that, you know, you're wrong for wanting this, but what I will say is that it's almost sort of undesirable how many characters you'd end up with. Because I know the idea is that you'd run this premium unit and then these would be your 5 characters on a team, but I mean, let's be honest. You're going to run both of these characters together in most cases, right? And if you can run both of these characters together, you could probably put this character on this rotation because this guy's a slot 1. We know he'll be a slot 1. He is a slot 1. He'd have to suck not to be a slot 1, right? He'd have to be terrible. And then you'd run this character with this character, however that would work out. Or this character, who in this character was also like a pseudo slot 1, right? I can't remember. This character was before my time. Sorry if I misremembered. But all this is just to say that it does seem good where it's like, oh my god, create a full Zamasu team that's extreme. Oh my god, create a full Vegito team that's, you know, super. I just think that dumping this many EZAs into one slot, you start to forget how often they do this, and then those characters never show up again. Like, am I tripping when I say that they dropped Super EZA, Vegito, and Gogeta, and we never saw those motherfuckers again because they were in a celebration with a billion characters? In fact, let's go pull up the entire list of 10th year anniversary EZAs. So this is coming from Mr. Toon Rami, you can see right here, and thank you, Mr. Toon, as always, for your diligent help with the Dokkan community. Let's just go through this, okay? So we have literally not seen free-to-play LR Demon King Piccolo ever become useful. We haven't seen Kao Kengoku be useful because it's terrible. Vegeta has been very good. SEZA Boo was extremely good. He was the best of this bunch. These 3 characters essentially have no place. Int Goku and AGL Frieza are fine, but they have since sort of like fallen out of favor. I mean, I used Int Goku for Festival Battles, of course, but we can all sort of agree that, you know, this was not the you know, best character, best time in the world for them. So far, we have one character we've seen a ton of, two characters we've seen a ton of. Tech Super EZA Cell is the other character I would say I have used more than almost any other character on this list. If I'm ever running an extreme team, an extreme quote-unquote team, I'm running him. He's amazing. So that's 3. And I would say that these two are 0.5 each. I'll say 4. And I do not use Janembas or Gogeta's at all. And I don't use the Spears at all. So I do get, guys, I get it. They could add 10 Future Saga EZAs, 10 Super EZAs. But let me just tell you, when the dust settles, you might not like what you see. Because let's be real. One, we're running the 4s. That's 1. Goku 2. Probably running at least, I mean, we're running at least the gods 3. And then Vegito 4. Like, you know, it's 2 slots. It goes back to what I said. Like, it's just 2 slots left. You would have to make essentially the perfect lineup of 10 characters to make those 5 EZAs perfect for one team. And we just know that's not realistic. It's not realistic. Usually you will want at least 2 of the premium LRs. If not, and then the big ticket EZA LRs on teams. And then that'll leave room to like flex with some of the super EZAs. I just think that I don't think it's like Dokkan needs to slow down their EZAs. I just think that be careful what you wish for. Definitely be careful what you wish for when it comes to, you know, just blasting these characters out. For sure. But with all that being said, you know, I've been lone. Like if you like the video, subscribe to the club, we all go make it, and peace.